For everyone who thought that the Gyokeres to Arsenal deal is dead, please smoke on it. It's still on and it has been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. And there is another player that is going to hit to come into the mix that Fabrizio is really hinting on a move to Arsenal. But before you obviously go ahead to do that and obviously get deep into these stories, first get hold of your pen or your phone or your gadget where you're watching us from and jot down this number +256 70 99 88 665. If you write down that number, just store it in your phone. Anytime you feel like you want a phone, Android, Apple, call them. They'll be at your service. They are called Mono Gadgets 256. Even if you need a laptop, do the needful. I've gone ahead to see someone in the comment section asking me, what's the price? I'm not the person who is selling. Just call that number. WhatsApp them simply like that. They'll obviously get back to you in a Giphy, and you'll obviously be getting loads and loads and loads of knowledge about what gadgets they're really having and the prices at which they are selling these gadgets. So that is Mono Gadgets 256. So thank you very much for watching through. Smash the like button, comment and share. We are powered by Mono Gadgets 256 in here onto the Rokani Media Football, and hope you guys are really having fun. And let's obviously get going into the mix. Now the story is all about Gyokeres to Arsenal deal still alive. You know, yesterday most of you are really worried that maybe the deal wasn't going to happen. It is happening. Then Tosin Adarabiyoyo has gone here to impress the new manager at Chelsea as Enzo Moresca, and Gary Neville has something to say about the triumph that England were here to reach on yesterday night as they knocked out Netherlands to play into the finals of the Euros 2024 in Germany, and that makes them to be into the Euros for 2 consecutive tournaments. That is really great. So Rokani David is my name. You can as well continue to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And let's see, close to 200 likes smashed onto this video. Manchester United have gone ahead to make their first signing, and here we go of the guy called Joshua Zexi has been pronounced by Fabrizio Romano, and United are really done with their first signing. We are waiting for the first Arsenal signing to be really announced. Yesterday, David Austin was really onto the Athletic podcast, and he said the following: there was lots of talk early about potential striker. Since the Benjamin Sesko transfer has not happened, I don't have concrete information to suggest Arsenal are going for an alternative striker with absolute certainty. I think Benjamin Sesko was seen by Arsenal as other clubs as a market opportunity that you go for him specifically because of what he represents, and then if you don't get him, maybe it's back to the drawing board. And this kind of statement sent very many Arsenal fans into a worry that, oh, are we not going to get in a centre forward at the club of Arsenal? And he was not all that conclusive to a level that he confirmed that Arsenal are really running short of strikers on their list. What he meant was, looks like Arsenal went back to the drawing board to obviously come up with who they're going to be signing as their centre forward in there at the side of Arsenal. And Benjamin Sesko was the favourite or the priority striker that they are looking at, and it never worked on well because Benjamin Sesko was like, I want to find myself staying at RB Leipzig, and Arsenal pulled out and said, let's go in for Ricardo Carafiori, let's go in for Merino, because those are the players that we can get in fast. And for the striker, we might look around and see which one is really going to be readily available. And with all that going not well to the ears of Arsenal fans, Fabrizio Romano has come out and obviously told us the following about the deal of Viktor Gyokeres. He has told us that there has been some suggestion that Arsenal will no longer necessarily be making a striker a target, so it's a priority target after missing out on Benjamin Sesko. Sorry about that. On him saying that statement, that means he was referring to what David Tosin had said yesterday. And he said, but I would keep this situation open. No decision has been made yet. It will also depend on the opportunities. Šeško was an opportunity, but then he decided to stay at RB Leipzig. Let's see how Arsenal decide to move on the market in the next days and weeks. There are other big names up front that we've heard a lot about this summer, right? But at the moment, there is still nothing close, all concrete, for Viktor Gyokeres, for Viktor Gyokeres or Victor Osimhen. One striker who could be on the move, however, is Alvaro Morata, who is expected to decide soon whether he wants to stay at Atletico Madrid or try a new chapter with AC Milan. So, Arsenal have not gone ahead to come out and really rule out anything about the striker. They are still looking at the market and see whether there will be some huge opportunities that will enable them to obviously come in through and see to either obviously get in a striker, get into the team of Arsenal. But they are still thinking about it and they are contemplating about it. And Viktor Gyokeres and Victor Osimhen are still those that are being looked at by the club of Arsenal, and they are not really looking back. They really love the idea of getting in a striker, but if at all they had the money to obviously get this deal over the line, I think they would have gone ahead to obviously get it done and dusted. But what we are really getting from the side of Fabrizio Romano and David Austin, there is a constant that they are trying to study the market and they are back on the drawing board to obviously contemplate on what and who is really going to be the right player to come in through and obviously take them to the next level as a club of Arsenal. That is it. But he has gone ahead to hint on Alvaro Morata, right? Alvaro Morata is a player who wants to leave the side of Atletico Madrid. And if anything linking him to Arsenal is in this story, I cannot say no or say yes. But I can let you know that if he's Spanish and he has the experience and he's a good striker, he's really shining at the Euros, then there is no way you can rule out his journey to come in through and really play for the side of Arsenal. That is it. The last time he played in the Premier League, when he's playing for Chelsea, all never went on as to plan. You remember that very well. But it is really one of those moments that you have to look at and really understand that Arsenal might be looking in for an experienced striker, and Alvaro Morata can come in through and obviously provide depth into that position. And the big question is, Alvaro Morata has always gone ahead to come out on several occasions and said that all he needs is simple. All he needs is to be a priority striker. And I don't know whether Arsenal can really make him their out and out number 9 in their starting 11s. Meaning that if he's to come at Arsenal, he'll need to compete with Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz. Meaning that he might not really find this deal very feasible for him and his plan to obviously compete and really go ahead and really play in the World Cup in 2026. And by the way, he wants to get a team that will keep him on the field for a very long time possible, because he knows to it that the moment he doesn't really get in a team that will make him a priority, he might miss out on the World Cup 2026. Yet Spain has a chance to obviously win it again after how many years? Because they last won it in 2010 after a good number of years. So he's like, I need a team where I'm going to be a starter. That is it. And for Atletico Madrid, they've already gone ahead to let him know that, please, you are not a starter in here for you. And if at all you want to leave, it's okay. You can leave. So we wait and see whether Alvaro Morata will be one of those players that Arsenal will point out to bring. As I've always told you that if I were Arsenal, I would have gone ahead to go in for finished articles into this summer transfer window. And if it's not a finished article, then that player has to be extraordinary, right? That player has to be extraordinary, I tell you. And he has to be a Calafiori style of player, because he is a very special player. If you've gone ahead to see him play at the Euros and in the Serie A for Bologna, that is it. So that is it. And let's obviously get into the mix of a deal called let's get into the deal. Let's get into the mix for the deal of which other story are we supposed to go into? It's all about Tosin. This guy was signed on a free from Fulham, and he has gone ahead, obviously put in a very good shift. And it's Simon Jones from the Mail confirming to us that Tosin Adarabiyo has impressed in training. He has drawn plaudits from coaches for his application and the speed at which he has adapted to his new surroundings and teammates. Obviously, I saw him play for the side of Fulham, especially in the second half of the season, when stories had gone ahead, obviously germinate that he's not gonna be really making it to signing a new contract with the side of Fulham. And I was like, there must be something special with him if at all he's being linked to big teams. And I really saw him and I really loved the player. I tell you, I loved the player, and he really looked very, 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 very good. I loved the player, and whatever he really had was really interesting for me. And I was like, all right, this guy is really gonna go ahead and really go huge miles, and that is Tosin. And right now he's playing for Chelsea. As you see him, is training for the side of Chelsea, and in the due course of the training sessions, everyone is like, this is the guy, and he might obviously get into the starting 11 of Chelsea anytime from now. And you look at Chelsea, their upcoming fixtures are really let me check. I want to really see their fixtures and see when we are gonna see him into action. Chelsea is playing Wrexham on Thursday, 25th July, right? Then they'll play Celtic, 27th July. 1st August, they have to play Club America. 4th August, they have to play Man City. And then 7th August, they have to play Real Madrid. 11th August, they'll have to play a side called Inter Milan. So they are really having 6 games to play before they obviously open up with Man City on the 18th of August. Oh my God, it's gonna be a Sunday. So that is it for the side of Chelsea. But when we talk about Tosin, he has to come out and really compete with other players, especially into that central defense of Chelsea that he's really fully packed with a lot of players. You know, I've gone ahead to see Wesley Fofana training with the side of Chelsea. He's back. You have to compete with Disasi, Chaloba. All those are really right-sided centre-backs, and Tosin is also a right-sided centre-back. If it's to think about playing as a left sided centre-back, there is Levi Colville, right? There is Badiashile, right? And who else? I still believe there is another left-sided defender at Chelsea. So there are like 7-8 central defenders at Chelsea, and Tosin has to obviously go ahead and really out-compete them. But it will depend on the manager on who he believes is going to be one. But in the due course of the preseason, we're obviously going to get to know who is the lad and the right person to come in and really play into that position. But Tosin is a very good player, and he has gone ahead to impress at Chelsea in there for you. Now, Gary Neville had something to say after the game of football that was played yesterday, and England were really through to the final. He said it's incredible. The group of players and the manager, they've not been at their best in this tournament, but to stay in the game and get over the line. Over the years, they've been called naive, played well and lost, but this team do whatever it takes, and they are getting better. It's been absolutely amazing the way they've done it, and it's what England teams haven't been able to do in the past. So, obviously, I cannot tell you that this is the most talented England team I've gone ahead to see, but you have to give them their props because they've gone ahead to obviously play in 2 Euro finals consecutively. They played into the World Cup semi-final in 2018, knocked out by France in the World Cup of 2022 in Qatar, and here they come to go into the finals again. So I think they're really showing something different. The likes of Wayne Rooney, you remember that team that had Paul Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard, Michael Carrick, Rio Ferdinand, Sol Campbell, Ashley Cole, Gary Neville. They had the best team in there for you, the David Beckhams of this world. But guess what? They never even reached a semi-final. But the side is going to hit to reach a semi-final of the World Cup once, quarterfinals of the World Cup, 2 finals of the Euros that are being played by the side of England. So we have to give them their props and wait to see what is going to be happening on Sunday as they play into the finale of the UEFA Euros 2024. So guys, your thoughts on Gyokeres to Arsenal transfer still alive are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about David Austin's words to this transfer and Fabrizio Romano's words to this transfer? Morata in the mix. Would you obviously allow Alvaro Morata to join Arsenal? Then we talk about Tosin impressing. Do you think he's gonna beat the likes of Wesley Fofana, Chalobah, and Disasi to get into the right-sided centre-back of Chelsea? And lastly, what are your thoughts about Gary Neville giving the England national team their props on how they're going to hit to prove everyone wrong during the Euro tournament? Though for me, I had gone ahead to give them benefit of doubt that they are going to come in and really put in a very huge shift. So, Rokani David is my name. Thank you for obviously watching in through. I'm waiting for your reactions in the comment section below. Continue to subscribe and don't forget to obviously see to it that we hit 22,000 subscribers before the end of today. Guys, let's obviously make it happen. But remember, we are powered by Mono Gadgets 256. If at all you feel like you want to obviously get in, if at all you feel like you want to get in a phone, if at all you feel like you want to get in a laptop, go ahead and really dial that number +256 7099888665. That is what Mono Gadgets really gets you, and they won't forsake you. They'll serve you to your interest, and you'll thank me later, right? So we sign out for now. See you later, and we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. Tomorrow is Juma Kareem. Hope you flock the mosques as usual. Not so? 200 likes on the video. And I know I've been having very many questions concerning the Gyokeres deal to Arsenal. I think now I've gone ahead to get you your answers, and you've gone ahead to be served the best purpose that you guys really deserve. Not so? I'm out. Ciao, ciao.